the ghost needed to be revealed to be wanting to help Edith. So I couldn't make them, I still needed to make them creepy, but I couldn't take full advantage of the other stuff. But conveniently, the first ghost has no tongue. The second ghost has a broken neck. And it's finally the mother that can talk. I decided to make them physical for the actors to have them on the set. You know, I didn't want them to be acting against a tennis ball with an X. And the other thing I wanted to do is most of these movies end up with the dark and brooding gentleman actually being innocent, and then he can be condoned and married. And this, I wanted them to love each other in spite of what he had done, and for horror to start with the marriage, not end. Because normally these movies end, everybody's happy throwing rice and say, no, that's when things...
Question for Tom. I'm a huge fan of everyone, but especially Tom. And my question was, it's actually really funny because I like you a lot as an actor, but I found your character the most despicable of the characters in the movie.
Okay.
And so I felt this inner conflict, which was really because I feel like Lucio was so obviously messed up towards the end, you could tell. But your character, you know, you could sense a bit of good in him, but that almost made his actions worse. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that, and then maybe how you drew that out in your portrayal.
Okay. Well, yeah. I think I found the reason I wanted to play Thomas was when I first read it, I could see a character embroiled in some very dark action and material, so guilty and so ashamed, and really struggling to free himself, struggling to somehow right the ship back onto an even keel. Someone who was actually impelled by, who was beginning to understand his own shame. There was so much shame in the character, and someone who was actually innately gifted. I think his engineering gift, his mechanical sort of inspiration and capacity is a very genuine talent. And someone, if he had been a healthier kind of man, would have maybe gone on to be a great industrialist, a great engineer. And I truly think that Edith is a light which shines on him, and it takes him completely by surprise. And she shows him how to be good. And then for the rest of the story, he's struggling to weigh his responsibility for the past and his desire for freedom, his sense of responsibility to Lucille and his love for her, which is unhealthy in lots of ways, but he still loves her, and it comes from damage. You know, one of the defining quotes that was a headline for us was, "Damaged people are dangerous because they know how to survive." And in spite of what you found despicable, which is completely within your rights to feel.
He's crying in the inside.
I'm sorry.
It was no, it's okay. Because actually, the reason I wanted to play it was someone moving from a place of shame to try to be a better man. And I do think that there is a redemption, that he achieves a kind of redemption. Without spoiling anything, it's clearly not an easy one. And there is a catharsis that he finally is able to concede responsibility and take and be accountable for what he's done. But he makes a couple of very, very good choices towards the end. And so in a way, I will defend him to the death, but then so would these fine ladies at my side. So that part of the job of an actor is to fill the shoes of somebody else from a place of compassion. So I can only feel his. I can only feel and understand his pain, and if I were to have to defend him, I would say, well, he is who he is because of what happened to him, and as Guillermo said, those choices were taken away from him when he was very young.